Okay, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at the topic chemical industry. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Christopher Akpogome. You are welcome to the Chemistry Mastery Academy. Now, chemical industry, as we have on the screen and on the board. Now, what is chemical industry? Chemical industry is defined as one that uses what chemistry to make chemicals from other what chemical substances. Chemical industry. Chemical industry. So first of all, we know that an industry is one that makes things, right? Now, chemical industry is a what? One that makes things using what? Chemicals. Okay. Now let's look at the different what raw materials that are used by what chemical industries. Now we have important raw materials used in what chemical industry. One, there we have air. Two, limestone. Three, seawater and rock salts. Four, we have sulfur. Five, we have metallic what? Mineral ore. Six, we have coal. Seven, we have natural gas and petroleum. These are the important raw materials. Now, we are not saying that these are the only ones, but these are the major ones that are used in what chemical industries to make different what products. Now, first of all, let's look at what air. Let's look at air. Now, let's look at the sources of what the various raw materials. Number one, there was air, right? So, where is this air gotten from? Air is the chief source of what oxygen and what nitrogen. That is, pay attention. Air is made up of what? Majorly oxygen and what? Nitrogen. Air contains about 78% of what? Nitrogen. Okay, so air has more nitrogen. Air also has what? More oxygen than every other what? Gases that we have in the what? In the atmosphere. Now, nitrogen now is important because it is used in the manufacture of what? Ammonia. As you can see on the screen, nitrogen is used in the manufacture of what? Ammonia. Of course, we know that ammonia is NH3. So look at nitrogen here. So if nitrogen is taken out of this will no longer become ammonia. So that's why we say nitrogen is used in the manufacture of what? Ammonia. And of course, we know ammonia is a chemical. And we're looking at chemical industry. And we say chemical industry is one that what? Uses what? Chemicals to make what? Other what? Products. Are we following now? So nitrogen is a chemical, a raw material, a chemical raw material that is used to make another chemical, which is called what? Ammonia. Then ammonia itself is another chemical. Okay? Is another chemical that is used to in the manufacture of what? What do we have here? Triiodonitrate, 5-acid, which is used in the making of what? Explosive. So you see that ammonia has two major uses, as stated here. You can use ammonia to what? Make what? Triiodonitrate 5. And that same ammonia, which is used to make triiodonitrate 5, which is the major component of triiodonitrate 5, can be used to what? Make explosive, can be used to make plastic, and it can also be used to make other what? Materials. The ammonia is also used in the manufacture of what? Ammonium salts. This is ammonia. Ammonia plus HCl will give us what? NH3 plus 1, 4. 4, then Cl. This is ammonium salt. Ammonium salt is another what? Chemical that is made by mixing what? Ammonia, a chemical, with what? Hydrochloric acid, another what? Chemical. Okay? All these are the chemicals that are made in our chemical what? Industry. So we have other salts apart from what? Ammonium chloride. We have LHN4O3, NH42SO4, which are used in manufacturing what? Fertilizers. Next up, we have calcium triazote carbonate 4. calcium triazocarbonate 4. If you check those important raw materials used in the chemical industry, the first was air, right? The second one was what? Limestone. Another name for limestone is calcium triazocarbonate what? 4. Now let's look at what the calcium triazocarbonate 4 or limestone is used for. Now, limestone or calcium triazocarbonate 4 in the form of limestone, chalk, and marble is the source of what? Lime or calcium what? Oxide. So look at this. CaCO3 can be broken down, and when it's broken down, we will have what? CaO, calcium oxide, plus CO2. Okay, so you see that limestone is used to make calcium oxide. Limestone is also used to make what? Carbon dioxide. By what? Breaking it what? Down. Passing it through what? Chemical what? Decomposition. Now the limestone is also what? It can also be the source of raw materials for the production of what? Baking powder. You know, our powder that we use to bake what? Our cake. Or our powder that we use to bake. Limestone is a major raw material that forms part of our baking what? Powder. Then also, we have said that before, it can be used to make your carbon dioxide. Okay? Now, having said that, the next important raw material we looked at was what? Or we mentioned was seawater and rock salt. Seawater and rock salt. Salt or sodium chloride. Salt or sodium chloride. Sorry, we've gone too far. I'm coming. So we said salt or sodium chloride occurs as what? Rock salt. So our salt that we use in cooking in our houses, what we popularly call table salt, is it occurs as what? Rock salt. It occurs as what? Rock salt in underground deposit and in what? In seawater. So basically what we're saying now is this: the table salt or the salt we use to cook is gotten from rock that is found under the ground or in the sea water. Next up, the sodium chloride salt is the major what? Starting material for many chemical industries. That's to tell you the importance of what? Sodium chloride salt is the major starting material. So it means that in some of those major chemical processes that are carried out in our industry, sodium chloride is a major raw material that form part of those what? Processes. Then seawater is also the source of what? Sodium bromide, from which bromine is manufactured on large scale. Electrolysis of sodium chloride produces what? Chlorine. So it means that from sodium chloride we can get what? Chlorine. From sodium chloride we can get what? Chlorine. Through a process called what? Electrolysis. Now, the next important raw material we mentioned that is used in the chemical industry is what? Sulfur. Now, we said that sulfur is an element which is obtained naturally from the ground by a process called what? Flash process. Now, when we want to get sulfur, we take something like a drilling machine and we drill it into the earth surface. Now, this drilling machine will drill it into the earth surface at a depth of what? 200 meters. Now, this drilling machine has a cylindrical what? Object within it that has a diameter of what? 30 meters. And then when we drill it in, we actually put hot substance. And this hot substance, as it goes in, we now apply pressure So that region where we have sulfur and push it up. Okay? So we say from the ground, and this entire process which I just explained is what we call the flash what process, or iron pyrites, copper pyrites, gypsum, and anhydride, which are the raw materials in chemical what industries. So it means that this sulfur, apart from what I just explained, being getting from under the earth surface, this sulfur can be gotten from iron pyrites. It can be gotten from what? Copper pyrites. It can be gotten from what? Gypsum. And it can be gotten from what? Anhydride. Okay? It can be gotten from what? Anhydride. So these different compounds that I just mentioned are different sources from which you can also get what? Sulfur. Now, the next important raw materials used in our chemical industry is what? Natural gas and what? Petroleum. We have talked or we have spoken extensively on this in our last class where we dealt with what? Hydrocarbons and what? Petroleum. Now, let's look at the different what? Classes of chemical industry. Okay, so this chemical industry are shared into what? Different what? Groups. We have the fertilizer industry, we have the paint industry, we have the cement industry, we have the plastic industry, and we have the pharmaceutical what? Industry. Of course, as the name implies, fertilizer industry focuses on using chemicals to make fertilizers that are used to grow our plants. Paint industry focuses on using chemicals to produce what? Paints. Cement industry focuses on using chemicals to produce what? Cement. Plastic industries focuses on using what? Chemicals, which are the what? Byproducts of petroleum to make what? Plastic. Then we have pharmaceutical industry focused on using chemicals to make what? Drugs. Okay, thank you very much. The next time we'll be meeting, we'll be looking at our first 10 SS2 work. Once again, you are welcome to the Chemistry Mastery Academy. I would like you to what? Subscribe to our channel so that you can get more updates on our latest topics, which will be taking us through and making it even much more simple to understand for every one of us that are lovers of chemistry, for every one of us that are science students and would love to what? Go into chemistry as a major, or chemistry forms part of the subjects that we are actually going to be what? Going through or going to be what? Studying. Do well to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day. Once again, my name is Christopher Akpogome, the principal consultant and founder of the Chemistry Mastery Academy. Thank you.